Whoever is scamming with the DoorDash number, having people believing that they're going to get deliveries and gifts, I hate you. I truly do. You had me thinking that I was about to get some flowers from the man that I'm dating. How you knew his name, I have no idea. But it's weird, and you need to get a real job. And I hope every time you stand up, you trip. Of every order you get from DoorDash is wrong. And I hope whoever you loving on leaves you. I feel strongly about that, and I stand 10 toes down on it. Karma's gonna get you black.
How you doing? I'm bad, but not great. I'll take this and that kick was a little mid. Hey, where are you going, brother? Look. You forgot your money. Oh, I'm not gonna let you leave without taking the money. I didn't mean to frighten you. Here. See, yeah, I always want them over with the money. And then here, take another. Thank you so much.
We're back again with some DoorDash madness. Let's check it out.
I made a video yesterday about this DoorDasher who refused to deliver my food and told me to cancel my order. And I just learned, never cancel your order, because these people will pick up these orders and tell you to cancel it because it's too busy, so they still get paid for the order. If they drop it, they don't get paid, obviously. But if you cancel it, they still get paid, like, I think half of it, maybe all of it, I don't know, for the order. So if they contact you being a bitch and being an asshole to you, saying, I'm not waiting 25 minutes for this, and this, even though there's a tip on here or whatever, and you possibly have you're gonna probably add a tip or have a tip at home or whatever to give me, cancel your order because I want to do the job that I signed up for.
Then you need to tell them to go ahead and quit that job and quit complaining and quit trying to steal. Quit something. Definitely quit talking to me like that. But also, if a dasher calls you and tells you that the wait time is too long, tell them to leave the food. Somebody else will get it. Trust and believe. Somebody more noble. Someone more honorable. Someone more trustworthy. Especially when it comes to something you're going to be consuming. It's a lie. Don't cancel the order. Azonzo it.
So I can still get paid for it. That is so messed up, DoorDash. I don't understand. Like, I can understand that, like, if there was an actual issue or this person actually needed to, like, cancel their order and get a refund or whatever, I can understand that. But if these people are pressuring customers to cancel their order, that is a problem. And that should not just be like, oh, we reassigned your order. Not just that. That person needs to be punished for trying to scam people on your app.
And that is why I said, DoorDash, if you're hearing this, give me my coins. Y'all need to have a review section where you review the customer and you're able to review the dasher. It is going to help.
Just saying. I know how to avoid these scammers as well as DoorDash, okay? Instead of immediately hiring people, like they sign up and they're immediately a dasher, that is insane to me. I think they get a background check and that's about it, maybe. I don't know. That's insane to me. There needs to be like a video interview because a lot of these people are scammers and they don't want their face out there. Okay? That, and they're lazy as f***. Why would they want to do that? That's how you get good workers.
I don't think that's gonna work because if you are somebody that loves food, I'm talking eat, breathe. I don't say the other thing I was thinking of, but if you just love food and you're determined and you're a scammer, you will definitely get on that interview. Now, the background check, I don't know. It may actually help. I don't know if they do it now, but back then, I don't think they did it. But yeah.
If you had these people willing to do the extra work to even just get accepted into this program, then you're one step away from a scammer. How hard is it to do that?
I don't know. Seems like DoorDash may like the drama sometimes. That's what I'm getting because clearly there's no changes that are being made. But all this that I'm saying is alleged. They like the tea. DoorDash tea. DoorDash tea. That should be an app. DoorDash. They have the picture of the driver and like reviews and people are just scrolling. Anyway.
Why do some dashers get to the restaurant and then cancel? This DoorDash customer took to Reddit to ask why so many dashers get to the restaurant, start the pickup process, and then leave the order at the restaurant and cancel. The top comment answered that person's question, letting them know that if an order isn't ready by the time a dasher gets to the restaurant, the dasher is likely going to cancel it and move on due to the fact that you're not paid to sit and wait around. So if the order is not going to be ready for quite a long time, It's not worth sitting around and wasting your time. So my question to you is, what's the longest you would wait at a restaurant for an order to be ready before canceling and moving on to the next?
Depends on the tip. That is it. And it also depends on the busy times. If your tip is good, worth me taking 2 trips, then I'll wait. But if the tip is bad and it's not worth me losing other opportunities, then I'm not gonna take it. But I'm gonna assume that she's talking about a scammer. So they probably just want the food. So someone has said, I have had food picked up, then order canceled, and the address was correct, and no delivery issues in that matter. Is the driver just taking my food?
Okay, so the driver doesn't actually have the ability to cancel the whole order like that. We can only cancel our involvement with the order. If a driver unassigns your order, which is what it's called, then it just gets put back into the pile of orders and passed out to another driver. Usually, well, all the instances I can think of, if your order is canceled, it's either been done by DoorDash, in which case DoorDash will contact you, or it's been done by the store, in which case DoorDash is still supposed to contact you. Stores will cancel the order if the food was made and taken and then has to be remade. There's no guarantee your driver stole the food. A lot of restaurants still will just put the food on a shelf and anyone can grab it. And they don't want to remake the order, so then they just cancel the whole order. This is really popular with fast food places in particular, like McDonald's, for example. Chick-fil-A will usually remake the food. Chili's will usually just cancel the order.
I remember there was a time that I was dashing, and I think it was my first encounter realizing that the pickup window is right there for everybody to access. Now it's different because people are putting it behind the counter, but I think it was McAllister's Deli. Do y'all have McAllister's in y'all state? They're so good. Anyway, I love their tea. Ooh. Anyway. I was on my phone, I stand the line, I'm like, I'm coming to pick up for so-and-so. I don't know, Billy Bob. And they're like, whoa, the orders are right there. And I was like, oh. No, I'm kidding. I wasn't thinking of stealing the food. I'm just saying anybody can walk up and grab the dang food. That's all I'm saying, okay? On a serious note, I never stole any food. If anything, I was given food. Just saying.
Somebody just accepted my DoorDash order. Didn't even go get it. Drove a half an hour up to a completely different town. Now I know they didn't even get my food. Because I started this video and I said they stole it. And I was like, no, I'm going to call Panda and see if they have my food. They have my order. They didn't even get it. They were in the parking lot. They were in the literal parking lot of Panda Express. And they didn't get my order. They just took it, or they just went there and drove up a half an hour this way. And then when I went to cancel my order, you ordered me to leave by 44 minutes. I ordered it at 4:38.
Okay, I can tell you exactly how this happened. So the driver may have gone there and he was waiting on your order, but then another order that's 30 minutes away, but is a bigger tip than you, he probably got that on his phone. And so instead of canceling your order like he should have, he just grabbed the order that is going to pay him more, went all the way up there. So you're able to track your driver all the way to where he's going. And then he's thinking, I'm going to come back down, give you the food, and probably keep dashing or go home. That was the mindset. That is greed. Okay, because he could have easily canceled your order and then, somebody else take it. 44 minutes? Yeah, no.
At 6 o'clock, you're telling me I'm going to get my Panda Express? That's a 9-minute drive that I get within 40 minutes every single time I order it? No. Absolutely fucking not. I am so fucking confused. What did you do? Who took my food order but didn't even take it? Like, who accepted this food thing? You got a $1 tip because I tip in cash. But I only have $3 in there, and I always tip $4 in cash.
Okay, I am 110% sure that what I said in the middle of the video is exactly what happened. He found a tip that was way better. But still, he or she, Isabelli, should have canceled it. Isabelli, if you're watching this, don't do that. Don't do it again.
Hey guys, there's a new scam, and this person, literally the DoorDash people wanted me to deliver this order still after they tried to scam me. So the person that ordered the order called me and was like,
breathe. They called you and said, breathe. Relax, honey.
hi. This is a fraudulent order made on a stolen credit card. You gotta like da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so, and I'm like, okay, but why is this on as a spam call? And then they are like, we need to confirm your number and then we're going to call you on your normal phone. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. And so I'm like, they called me from the actual DoorDash number, which I don't know how they did that. And then
Phishing. They're getting better and better at it. There's one that's not related to this video where this dad or mom was getting a call from their child. They thought it was their child, and the child was saying, I'm in danger, I need this type of money and stuff, and they almost got. Fast forward, the child was fine. The child was still at their friend's house and wasn't kidnapped. And so yeah, the scammers are getting more innovative. Man, I hate that word. Well, I don't hate that word. My accent when it comes to saying that, there are just some words I can't say. Anyway, you know what, let's just get back to the video. Y'all be careful of the scammers out there, but I'll be talking about that in the near future.
Realize that bitch called me from me, because you can call your DoorDasher, and then he asked to confirm my number to get my number, and then he tried to scam me, and then the DoorDash people wanted me to still deliver it. No, I'm not going to that.
Yeah, don't deliver that food. I don't know what they have going on, but you want to stay far, far away from those types of people. And I hope you reported them. That is weird.
Hey, if you're a DoorDasher in the Shreveport, Louisiana area, I want you to be aware of some scammers out there. I was unfortunately just scammed out of over $300 off of my DoorDash Crimson card. And if you think that you're too smart to be scammed, I can't believe that I let it happen. But I'm going to tell you what they did, and it was...
Okay, I don't know what they did, but you don't let it, you know what I mean? You don't let it happen. It's never your fault. These people are just sneaky and stupid and don't have anything better to do but freaking take from people that need it the most.
It's pretty smart. Please be kind to me in the comments because I'm a little rattled. I've never had money stolen from me before. I had a Pizza Hut delivery order today. It was one of those where the customer was supposed to pay you cash. I showed up to the Bally Casino and the directions said, hand it to me. So I messaged the customer, I'm here. Where do you want me to meet you? No response. A couple minutes goes by and I get a call from DoorDash. I thought, you know how when you have to reach out to a customer, it lists a totally different state than what you're in? So that's what came up. I knew it was DoorDash. I figured it was the customer calling me. It was DoorDash calling to tell me that that order had been canceled because the customer put in the wrong address for the delivery. That's happened before. Didn't think anything of it. So he walks me through and has me complete the delivery. So now that I'm thinking about it, because I complete the delivery, because I was at the address, it was right there to complete because it said hand it. There was no picture that needed to be taken. He wanted to know the amount of what was going to be deducted from me, which was $37 and some change. And so then he proceeds to trick me into giving my account information over to him so that he can get that transferred back to me. It did not happen like right away. He called me, I think a total of 3 times. It started out as just verifying my information. He told me after he verified the information with me, it would show in the system if I needed to take the order back to Pizza Hut or keep it. So after he verified information, he said, it says here that I could give it to somebody in need. See how smart he was with that? Or give it to my family. And he said, which one do you choose? Because I have to write it down. Everything's on the up and up. So I only verified the last 4 digits of my card. And then he said, did it go through? And I said, no. And then he wanted all of my card information. That's where I messed up. So he even called me back 30 minutes later and said, did it get transferred back to you? And I said, no. He said, okay, you're going to get a verification code. I need you to read that code back to me. I gave him the code. I just remembered that part. This is why I thought it was real. Because, you know, we had to verify that it was me since we're talking about my debit card. It all was on the up and up. And then once I realized I was being scammed, it was too late. He was on the one of the first giveaways is if you know anything about DoorDash support, their native language is never English. He spoke perfect English. He was from here. He said, you're going to get a text. We'd already done this. He said, when you get it, I need you to, and I think I sat there for 15 minutes. I was making deliveries. And then this is where I screwed up. It said it was from the DoorDash fraud department. This is where you're going to come at me in the comments. Like I said, everything had been on the up and up. I had no idea I was being scammed. I said, yeah, I've got something from the fraud department that says something about Cash Apple. And I know you're going to go, duh, Becky. And he said, yes, that's the text. Click yes. That's where I gave permission. And then he continued to deduct. He said, have you gotten it back yet? I said, no, now I'm missing $200. I said, wait, how do I know that you're with DoorDash? He never got upset. He said, do you want my badge number? I said, what am I going to do with the badge number? He said, you can go on the app and look me up. And then click, he hung up on me. He DoorDashed himself crumble cookie. He DoorDashed himself something I can't make out the abbreviation. And then he not cashed app, but it was Apple Cash, himself $200. So DoorDash have already been on the phone with them because it's all pending. They can't do anything about it until it goes through. Then I can file a dispute. And then it sounds like they're going to give me a cash advance while it's being investigated. But I know some of you are going to come at me in the comments, and I already know where I went wrong. But in the moment, things that he said to me before I realized made me not question anything. But that was pretty smart what he did. And you would have to be, I believe, a DoorDasher to have done what you did because you knew the system. So screw you, whoever did that to me. And anybody else out there, do not ever give DoorDash your full card information because they already have that. I know better than that. They got me.
I had to just let her talk because I was in disbelief the entire time. They got the right one. Anytime somebody gets scammed, just like it's a new scam every time. And we just heard of somebody getting a call and now her. Honestly, I think at this point, if you're a dasher and you're not sure, just hang up. Even if it says DoorDash, go ahead and hang up. Go to the app. There's a little call button or a message button. Click that call button and you will be directed to DoorDash immediately. And the whole native language thing, I think that's changing too. Like DoorDashers are starting to get calls from people that are here in the United States. And so now it's going to be even trickier to make sure that you're not getting scammed. I mean, the only thing I'd say is don't give out your card information and call from the app. If you get a call from DoorDash, hang up. It'll be fine, no matter how serious the situation is. And I was also panicked a little in the middle of the story because I thought they were going to have her complete the order. That way DoorDash has no idea where she is and then try to rob her or something. It can be so dangerous. I remember there was a time I picked up an order and I was supposed to be home, okay? It was dark. And the house was in a very, very sketchy area. I zoomed in and there were fields before you reached the house. And I just had to listen to my gut. I said, absolutely not. But now the scammers are probably way better than what they were when I was doing it. So all I can do is pray for you. That's all I can do, that you don't get scammed. And if you've ever been scammed, never think for a second that you're stupid. They just have a lot of time in their hands and they have time to improve their scams way more than a lot of people can imagine.
This is a story about how I just got scammed on DoorDash as a DoorDash delivery driver. I'm gonna try to make it fast. Okay, picture me. Picture me. Ooh, DoorDash pickup from McDonald's, $3.75. Accept. Okay, on my way to McDonald's. Ring, ring. Hello? Hello, your name is Haley and you're a DoorDash driver going to pick up a cookie from McDonald's for Samantha. Is that correct? First red flag, but I didn't catch it. Yes, that is correct. Oh, well, that order was actually fraudulent, and we had to cancel it, but we're still going to issue you half of the payment.
Okay, it's starting to sound like the very same one that the other lady did, so it's gonna be a common occurrence. Y'all just watch out if y'all are dashers out there. That accent went deep, innit?
I should mention that their caller ID popped up on my phone as DoorDash. That's what it came up on my phone. We're gonna issue you half the payment. Can you please confirm your phone number so that we can issue your payment? Oh, yeah, I can do that. My phone number is blah 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 blah. Thank you so much for giving me your phone number. I'm going to issue you a verification.
That is crazy. Okay, I'm trying not to crash out, but I've never received anything like that. And also, DoorDash never said this is a fraudulent order, you know? It's never when I was doing it. Never. That's crazy. Y'all, if y'all's family members doing DoorDash, please reach out to them and let them know what's happening. So I quickly went through that video and it's pretty much the same scam, just like the other lady had, but she caught on to it pretty fast because she had a notification that told her if this code is ever asked of you, DoorDash would never do that. And so she was able to just not be scammed by them. And I wish more people could, not give that code. Don't give people your card information, no matter what it is. Just saying. I'm going to play the video, but I'm going to read the article. The man accused of stealing almost $1 million in an elaborate DoorDash scam was due in Stamford Superior Court Wednesday morning to accept or reject an offer in the case. Instead, the case will be dismissed after prosecutors learned that David Smith, who is 22, was unalived in New York 2 days earlier. David's attorney in the case told the news that he was shocked to learn about his death. He was a quiet, kind young man who he had the pleasure of knowing, and he felt terrible for his family. What a tragedy. Police responded to his complex around 10:50 a.m. Monday and found him shot several times in the chest. Police said they believe that he and the shooter knew each other and the violence was due to a personal dispute. I'm guessing they probably were disputing the money and the shooter didn't like what he was saying, or he didn't get his cut or something. That's just me assuming. Nothing that's in the article. On Wednesday, police announced the arrest of the alleged person, who is Ali Mohammed, who is 21, in New York, and he was charged with second-degree murder and second-degree criminal possession of a weapon. David was living in Mount Vernon at the time of his death. He moved there after Stanford and was arrested in June of 2023 in what investigators called a sophisticated phishing scam. And I'm assuming that this is the same scam that we've been seeing all of these dashers experiencing, where they're calling, and y'all saw. He had $1 million. $1 million. Stacks of cash, over 100 payment cards in names other than the two people involved. A handgun, 2 fake IDs, and an illegal extended magazine on that handgun. And one of the officers said, "We spoke with some of these DoorDash drivers who lost multiple paychecks." Man. And some even reported they were under to get back into their accounts and literally had to quit due to the havoc Smith wreaked on their accounts. That is so sad. The deceased was charged with first-degree larceny, first-degree computer crime, second-degree forgery, third-degree identity theft, and illegal trafficking in personal information. That's crazy. You are unalived and you still get charged. Sorry, that's not funny. It's just, that's a lot of damage that boy, how old are you? 22? Yeah, that's a baby, was doing in that. That's very insensitive. If you're 22 years old watching this or younger, scamming is never going to take you places. If anything, it's going to put you 6 feet under.
So can we talk about the issue with DoorDash and the whole putting fake names thing? Because I honestly don't know what the solution could be. Because, I mean, it is a real issue that needs to be solved, because a couple of times this happened to me to where, like, I'll be expecting a DoorDash order from somebody named Jessica or Ashley, and a grown-ass man will show up at my door. And when I order DoorDash to my house, I don't get my food until I see them get into their car and get ready to leave. But then most of the time, usually those men who have those fake names will sit in their car for a little bit longer than they...
I'll tell you right now, they're not fake names. They're stolen identity. Hate to break that to you guys, but yeah, sometimes you'll get a Jessica and see a, I don't know, somebody, some man popping on your door. And I think it goes back to what that girl was saying. Now I'm agreeing even more. For one, background checks, that's a given, but also maybe do that interview. Yeah.
And fun fact, I'm a dasher myself, because I got bills to pay. And there's nothing stopping you from, even after you have to do your license and age verification, all that, even to sign up as a dasher, nothing is stopping you from letting somebody else use your account or just changing the name. Because once you decide to start dashing, there's no extra verification before you even start. Like, they don't do like a little facial recognition thing, no password, none of that. You can literally give your phone to anybody and they can just start dashing for you. And the safety issue goes both ways, because when I'm delivering at like 2, 3 a.m. and somebody puts the please hand it to me, I'm like, oh no, baby, no, I'm leaving that at your door and I'm skedaddling. And I know that all these issues come with the territory of food delivery, but I feel like DoorDash needs to do better in making their dashers feel safe and their customers feel safe too.
This may be tedious for the dasher, but as somebody that has done it before, I don't think it'd be an issue where with each order, you just are required to take a verification selfie. I think Uber does that. I may be wrong. Or every beginning of your shift, you can take a picture of yourself, but I think they need to do it with each order. You can never be too busy to just snap a little picture. And if you're doing everything right, you shouldn't mind it. Will it be annoying? Yes, but it's going to help everybody.
My thing with DoorDash is the dashers that scam, that already got kicked off the site but have to remake a dasher profile and use a different name. As soon as I see, well, not even as soon, I'll have like a woman name picking up my food, but when they call, it's a grown man. That's when I know he probably got kicked off the site and now he want to get back on to make his money. So he had to use another name. And they got to do something with that. I had a dasher just drop off my order, half-assed. It was just drinks. And I'm up here, I called him and I was like, hey, did Sonic forget to give you the rest of my meal? He was like, oh, I knew it looked short for a reason. And I'm like, yeah, where is that? Oh, they didn't give me the rest, but I'm about to pull over. I'm about to stop and go get your food and bring it back. And I was like, nah, don't do that. You don't have to bring back my food. I'm just going to call Sonic and see what's going on. I'm like, okay, but I'm going to still go down there and tell them that they wrong. I was like, okay, thank you. I hung up. I called Sonic. I was like, hey, I just got my order, but the dasher said y'all didn't give him the food and I just got my drinks. He was like, oh, no, because the car hopper brings out the DoorDash to the dasher. They don't just come up and pick it up off a rack. So he was like, if you got the drinks, then you got the food. They just took your food. I was like, oh, okay. Report. And I got all my money back plus my tip. No.
In some cases, it is somebody that's been kicked out of the site and then they just create another account with their girlfriend's account or whatever. In other cases, it's somebody that's doing it illegally and they have a girlfriend or somebody that they know and they use that person's account. There's another video that I just played. It had music too high. Even my voice isolation device would not help. So I'm just going to give you guys an overview. DoorDash saw that these people are phishing and they're doing a pretty darn good job at it. So now they're going to be more like Uber in terms of verifying you with their face. And that is fantastic. Well, people need that. Honestly, it needs to start being a thing. So moving on to the ChatGPT scams when it comes to DoorDash. Before we move on to the next video, I just want to take a moment to thank all my Anti-Delulu Den members for always showing me love and support in the comments section. Please, please, please take advantage of the badges. I would love to see them in the comments section. Let's move on to the next video.
The scammers are now evolving. I just saw on Twitter what people are doing now is they're ordering DoorDash, they're taking a picture of the burger, then putting the picture into ChatGPT and having ChatGPT edit the burger to make it look undercooked. That way they can get the burger, then get DoorDash to refund them their money. Technology evolves and the scammers evolve.
That is so true. Where do y'all get these ideas, bro? Y'all want a refund that badly? Y'all want y'all's free food that badly? That is crazy. I can also see it the other way around where the dasher does that too. Did he say the dasher? But I can see it both ways. Oh my gosh, bro. People have time. Y'all take y'all's energy and put it into BS. Scamming people for what?
This individual is committing DoorDash fraud, which I didn't even know was a thing. He got this hamburger from DoorDash, used ChatGPT image generation, and said, make it look undercooked. He was able to get a refund, so I guess this is the new economy now.
The freaking DoorDash, Uber Eats people are getting smart with this. They put an AI-generated food next to a fake-ass door with our apartment number next to it to make it seem like they dropped off our order. Like, what the fuck, bro?
I have an update to why I'll never use DoorDash again, and even more reasons why I will never order from them. And spoiler alert, their social media team is now involved, the supervisors are now involved, and I've still gotten no refund. Slight background, I ordered 2 orders from 2 separate places that were going to be delivered by the same delivery person. It was a smoothie place and a sushi place. It was marked picked up from both places. It was marked delivered from both places. However, when I open my door, only the smoothie is sitting there. The sushi is nowhere to be found. And this is even confirmed by the photo that the DoorDasher took in the app and sent to me, that there is literally only a smoothie sitting on my doorstep. Okay, this is very cut and dry. I request a refund. It's denied. I end up calling them 4 times tonight. And all 4 of the people I called in customer service confirmed, you're right, there is only your smoothie here. The sushi is not there. You did not receive your item. The 3rd time I called, I requested a supervisor. And I was told, hey, I cannot forward you to my supervisor, but you will get a call immediately after this call from the supervisor. I did not receive a call. So I called back and said, hey, I was supposed to receive a call back from a supervisor a half hour ago, and I never did. And they said, oh, well, you'll hear back in 24 hours. I resubmitted another ticket. And then this happened. I made a post on Threads about this whole situation and how there was photo evidence on their app about me not receiving my order. DoorDash reached out and said, let's get this figured out. DM us on Instagram more details about the order. I messaged them an hour and a half ago. Have I heard back? No, not at all. So I finally hear from the supervisor hours after I was supposed to. And the supervisor confirmed, you are completely correct. You did not receive your sushi. I can see that in the photo. I'm going to make a mark that you should receive a refund. However, it still has to go through this special appeals team. And that I would hear back within 3 hours of that conversation. Well, I heard back, and guess what? It was still denied. We recognize you may be disappointed by this outcome, but you're denying my refund.
I think it's coming to the point where DoorDash doesn't know. Sorry, it's not funny. They don't know what's real and what isn't anymore. There's been so many people that are ordering DoorDash and scamming, and there's been so many DoorDashers that are scamming that they're confused too. I think they're trying to keep making the money without pausing or shutting down the business temporarily. So now they're the middleman, and it's a very difficult time in their company right now. So just bear with them just a little bit. I don't know why I'm finding it so funny. It's like DoorDash is getting scammed. Y'all were trying to help people and now they're taking advantage of y'all. It's sad. It's actually sad, but it comes with the territory. It comes with food. Honestly, I think people are just hungry. And when people are hungry, they're hangry. And when people are hangry, they want to scam. And when people don't receive their food like they're supposed to, they get hangry too. And so now you're just dealing with a bunch of hangry people that need their food and some that need their money. 2 things you don't play with: hunger and money. I'm sorry. It just now clicked. Part 2 just now clicked. Nah. Sorry. What was that? Now, what I find interesting is that it's based on the full details of my order, details of the refund request, and my overall account history. I don't think I've ever requested a refund from DoorDash, and if I did, it was immediately granted because I have no memory of having issues like this. And the full details of my request were that I was missing an item, there was photo evidence, and every single person I've spoken to within DoorDash has said, yes, you should get a refund because there is a missing item. Once again, I understand mistakes happen, but the fact that this has become such an issue with their customer service is ridiculous. So DoorDash, I want my money back. I will be going to my bank tomorrow to contest this, and I will be sure to tell everyone to not use your service. Because if this is your customer service response when there is photo evidence and photo proof of some wrongdoing, it's not acceptable. DoorDash just issued her refund, bro. That's the thing. There's so many. There's chat. People are lying that their food. Oh, there's so many people lying. Do I feel bad for DoorDash? Kinda. I kind of feel bad for everybody. Kind of, like this much. But I mainly feel bad for those that genuinely are getting scammed or genuinely aren't getting their refund. The kind of was just because y'all are human. Do I need a break? Do I need to go outside and chill for a little bit? I'm so giggly, bro. Goofy.
DoorDash has got to be the biggest scam on earth, bro. I was chilling with my friend a couple days ago, right? And we were both hungry, but we were in the middle of watching the game, so we didn't want to leave. And my friend just goes, you know what, I'll just DoorDash or something. And I was like, you know what, sounds good. You know, I'll just Venmo you whatever. And so he puts in the order and he looks at me and he goes, Venmo me 30, we should be good. He flips around his phone and you want to know what I see? A $15 delivery fee. Is my food coming through US Customs? What do you mean a $15 delivery fee? What are they delivering it on? Horseback? Did you just get food with same day shipping? Why am I paying you $15 extra? I'll run 5 miles to get the food before I pay $15 delivery fee. And bro's gonna look at me and be like, oh, it's not even that bad. Like, I didn't realize I was talking to a billionaire. It's already bad enough, the economy that we are in right now, bro. And you think every time I order some food, I'm gonna add 15 extra bucks on top of that? I will bear crawl to get my food if I have to. There is no possible way I'm paying $15 for a delivery fee. But I can't lie, man. The cheeseburgers, they're pretty fire. I can't really lie there. But it's still a scam.
Listen, that's not just with DoorDash. I'll tell you this. There's been plenty of times. Can I afford the money? Yes, by God's grace, I'm thankful that I can. But there is no way I am paying $15 as a delivery fee. I, as somebody that has freaking food delivered, will get in my car and go get it myself. There's been times when I'm down and out and all I need is just a little bit of food from DoorDash or Uber or whatever. And I will get up from my sick bed, get in that car and go, because ain't no way. There's just no way. But it made me think. With the background checks and everything, I can see the Dashers being more comfortable, as in paychecks. They get more money because now DoorDash is drilling down people and making sure that they're getting the right people into their business. And that means more money for the Dashers, safer for the people that are ordering the food, and even safer for the Dashers as well. And it's just an overall great experience. It may mean less Dashers, but you'll get your food and you'll be happy. Well, both parties, all three parties will be happy. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, I've been doing DoorDash for the past month and it is a scam, and this is why. So, right here, that's how much I brought in, $1,552. The amount of hours I put in to get that, 139.58. Gas spent, $229.42. Miles that I put on my car, that's 2,613. Okay, so after going over everything here, paycheck $1,552, gas $229, depreciation $227, approximate taxes, if written off, will be 0 because I've driven 2,263 miles. Take home pay $1,000.
2,600.
Or 2,600. But hourly take home after all of that is $7.85, which is just barely over the federal minimum wage. If you were thinking about doing DoorDash, this is what is going to be a reality for you guys, on top of all the other things that could be wrong with your car, including having to maybe get new tires and just everything that goes into it. So I would probably recommend not to do DoorDash because of just the amount of time it takes and all the things that add up on doing this.
I agree to an extent. Don't DoorDash with a new car. DoorDash with a car that's already, you know, a little... It sounds like that when you're trying to start it. I'm kidding. Not that bad, but it'll depreciate your car. So don't waste it on a new car. If you're living under your means, you'll be fine. If you're in the hotspot areas, you'll be fine. Would I recommend DoorDash if you really, really need the money? Yes, I would actually, but it's not as bad. You gotta be smart. You gotta be thinking smart. You can't be thinking small, okay? If you play your cards right, you'll be fine. I've had so many Dashers tell me how much they make, and it's quite worth it if you know what you're doing. If you're just starting out and now you starting a video, you're like, I just started DoorDashing for a couple of months and it's not worth it, you may not be in the right neighborhood, my boy. I'm just telling you that right now. From experience, it is worth it. There's also this thing, like if you're starting DoorDash, you get the bad orders and then eventually you become reliable and whatnot. But there's been drivers who will take an order that's 10 miles away for $2. What are you doing? Don't do that. I've taken 2 miles and it's $10 with a tip. So it really, you just have to know how to play the game. Now it just sounds like I'm like talking street, like street talk. Now it doesn't sound like I'm street smart. I am street smart. Okay, I'm never beating the allegations. Just be smart, bro. That's it.
DoorDash can kiss my ass. I don't know how you can actually make good money on DoorDash because it's so unrealistic. They give you unrealistic time frames to do things. An offer pop up on your screen. 5 minutes to get to the restaurant, 40 minutes to get to the customer. They're going to pay you $5. That $5 is going to go right back in the tank. And don't decline the order. The more orders you decline, the less orders that's going to pop up on your phone.
And that's why you don't take those orders, my boy. You don't take them. Now, I don't know how it is right now. That's just how it was back then. But just don't take the orders if they're bummy. That's it. Somebody else will get them.
So you ain't going to make no money anyway. And say you pick up the order at 3 o'clock, DoorDash will say expected delivery 3:26. It take you 25 minutes to get the order. Now you're late. Come on, DoorDash. What?
It wouldn't be a day in the gig world without DoorDash trying to steal from its drivers. We have a situation where this driver started their dash at 4:32:54. He went on to have 2 dashes, totaling 29:58. Okay, so let's add that on to the previous number. That doesn't appear to be 462.12. So where's that $10, DoorDash? Wow. Happened more than once? What is going on, guys? Enough is enough. Guys, be sure to check your Crimson accounts when you're cashing out. Be sure that you're getting everything that you earned. DoorDash is playing games with this poor dude. I'm going to have his full video in the description so that you can check it out in full detail, what's going on with him, to make sure that you're not getting screwed over either. I know that I am going to be checking. I check it pretty diligently, but I don't check it enough. And I am going to be checking it after every dash, after every cash out, 100% from now.
I had to think long and hard if that's ever happened to me, and honestly it has. And I called DoorDash and I got my money back. But at the time it made me wonder, why the heck were they trying to steal? Now it may be something I'm not aware of, but back then I was making sure I was getting my money's worth. Oh man, I sound like a 304 right now, trying to talk about DoorDash, but I swear it was DoorDash. It wasn't anything else.
No tip, I sip. No tip, I sip. How about if you're going to be a tipping snob, go find you another job. I'm really not good at rhyming, but I'm so tired of seeing these videos. Here's the deal, and I'm going to go on record. I wholeheartedly believe people deserve to make more money, especially in this economy. But I also know if you're going to take a job that depends on people to tip, most of us understand that people kind of suck. There's a lot of people taking these jobs, complaining about the company, complaining about the people, knowing full well what you're getting into when you sign up for it. I want to go and get food for people who have made the choice not to go get food themselves. If you want to do jobs like these, I think you have to go, don't have such high expectations.
Yep. As somebody that's done it before, I 110% agree. And that is why I said with the other dasher, you don't have to pick that route because you already see the tip that's involved. That is on you. So the whole no tip, I sip, even though that guy was maybe joking, some dashers take that very seriously. I didn't care because I knew what I was getting myself into. The tip amount is given there. And if the dasher says cash, just make sure that the route that you could make sure the route you're taking is worth the time, tip or no tip, and you'll be fine. Was that a rhyme? Was that a bar? Am I a rapper?
Since when did tipping become required for the service that you're already getting paid for? I know everybody's going to be like, well, you only get paid a couple dollars for an order and they don't pay you for your gas the way they should. Then don't take the order. But if I don't take the order, then I don't make any money and they don't send me any orders. Well, then here's the problem with that service altogether now, isn't it? I'm already paying an upcharge for the service. And look, I understand it's not going to you, but you're upset with the customer when you need to be upset with the people you're working for. And the only way to change that is to stop working for them. But if I stop working for them, then I don't make money doing this. Exactly. I try to tip very well all the time because I understand how the system works, and I want my tip to make you go, ooh, I'm going to go get this guy's food and get it to him ASAP. I've also had several times where I've tipped very well, and I don't think that they deserve it. Sorry, but our dasher can't find your house. I am legitimately standing outside waving to the car. The best one is when the guy decided he wasn't driving any further. He was just stopped where he stopped, and I needed to come to him. Look, I want to see everybody make money, and I want to see everybody be prosperous and happy. Pursue that American dream, but this idea that certain jobs like these are supposed to pay you a livable wage, and you're supposed to do this, it's a fairy tale. You don't take into account all the wear and tear on my vehicle and the gas and everything else. If you're smart enough to think about that stuff, then you're smart enough to look at this and go, hey, this isn't worth what I'm doing. You can complain about it all you want to, but if it ain't worth it, it ain't worth it. And it's not a customer's fault that it's not worth it. You got to take that up with the company. These companies should pay enough to where their employees aren't having to live off of tips. You're right, they should, but they don't. And you know it, and I know it. So why are we complaining about it?
Listen, I couldn't have said it better. Okay, I couldn't have said it better. He took the words right out my thoughts. He could not have said it better. From being somebody that has been the driver and the customer, I 110% agree with every single thing he said.